What's going on, everyone? Harris Rubinstein here for Chat Sports. Anthony Davis is officially on the trade block, and I'm sure at some point every team in the NBA is going to be throwing offers at the Pelicans for him. But we're going to give you guys some updates on the 5 teams that we know for a fact have reached out to the Pelicans already or plan to do so in the near future. So let's start with the team we all know is interested in Anthony Davis, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers. So we know the Lakers are aggressively pursuing Anthony Davis. We've also heard multiple rumors that they are in fact willing to put all of their young guys on the table for a trade. When I mean all, I mean all. Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, Zubac, Josh Hart, all of them are on the table for Anthony Davis. But the key here is that the Lakers want to get this done before the Celtics have a chance to offer a trade for Davis this summer. So the Lakers are definitely pushing to get this deal done by the deadline. With the kind of rest from the injury that LeBron James has, I think the Lakers see an opening in the Western Conference if they're able to get another elite player like Anthony Davis. So we've showed this trade a couple times. This is the trade that is out there, along with a little bit of an adjustment from the Rubinstein trade machine. This is what I think the Lakers are offering for Anthony Davis right now and could end up getting the job done. Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, Ivica Zubac, and I know the rumor out there is that they've only offered 1 first-round pick. I think they end up offering them 2 first-round picks, maybe even making that one a 2023 first-round pick so they can have a draft pick after LeBron James ends up leaving. So let me know in the comment section below who says no to this trade. Type L for the Lakers, type P for the Pelicans. I think this would be a good trade for the Pelicans in terms of getting a good package back for Anthony Davis. Though, here's the update. The Pelicans do not want to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers. They do not want to do it. They want nothing to do with this whole Clutch Sports LeBron James Lakers thing. They've already asked the NBA to investigate any tampering going on, which, I mean, come on. There's obviously tampering going on here with Anthony Davis and trying to get him to the Lakers. The real question is, what team will end up trading for Anthony Davis, and do they have a chance to re-sign him after trading for him? So it's putting the Pelicans in a tough position because they probably won't be able to get the package that they're looking for, knowing that he's only going to sign an extension with the Lakers. But again, we've already been through this now twice. Happened with the Paul George trade, happened with the Kawhi Leonard trade, and both teams ended up coming out okay. Pacers made out with like bandits with Victor Oladipo, and the Spurs were able to continue their run with DeMar DeRozan and a couple of other players. So we'll see what happens with Anthony Davis and the Lakers, but for now, that is your update in Tinseltown. Let's go to our next option here with the New York Knicks. Freshly traded Kristaps Porzingis is gone, and now the Knicks can adjust their offer to a pretty extreme measure. They are now loaded with picks and expiring contracts, and they will likely be big players this offseason as well. The real question for the Knicks is, are they going to be able to get a deal done at the deadline, or are they just going to have to wait until the summer? That way they know whether or not they have that number 1 overall pick that they can throw to New Orleans for Anthony Davis. So before we get into my trade for Anthony Davis, here's the Kristaps Porzingis trade so you guys know what we're working with in terms of assets. So the New York Knicks got back Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and two first-round picks, the 2021 unprotected pick from the Mavs and a 2023 pick with slight protections on it in the top 6. So the Knicks now have a bunch of first-round picks that they can throw at the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. So I adjusted my pick my trade originally. I had Kristaps going back to the Pelicans, and I got roasted on YouTube. Why would you put Kristaps in a trade for Anthony Davis? And then we hear yesterday that the Knicks offered Kristaps to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. Look, I don't like lying to you guys. It's hard to be right this often. So here's another trade that I've put together for Anthony Davis from the Knicks. I think it's a little bit heavy on draft picks from the Knicks going the other way. I think they'd rather throw another player at the Pelicans rather than that maybe the 2021 pick they'd rather keep. But Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson going the other way, along with 3 first-round picks for Anthony Davis. I've seen multiple people from the Knicks fan base get mad at me when I say that they need to offer their young players in a trade for Davis. Do it instantly. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant aren't coming to New York to play with Mitchell Robinson, but they sure as hell would do it to come play with Anthony Davis. So let me know in the comments section below, who says no? Type K for the Knicks or type P for the Pelicans. I say the Knicks maybe say no to this one just because I think that's maybe too many first-round picks for the Knicks being willing to give up. I think they'd be willing to give up the 2019 one and maybe the 2023 one, but that unprotected 2021 pick they might want to keep and throw another player at them instead. So just an idea on a trade package we could see going from New York to New Orleans, and I don't think it's actually that outlandish. I know the Knicks fans would be pissed to give up both young guys in Knox and Mitchell Robinson, but again, who would you rather have? Kevin Knox or Mitchell Robinson or Anthony Davis? It's a pretty easy decision to me. Give me Anthony Davis any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, head to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120. Why? Because a special Super Bowl Sunday offer. You deposit $100, you use that promo code NBA120, you get $120 for free to bet with on Super Bowl Sunday. It's just free money. It is free money. You want to make money, you got to spend money, and they're going to give you free money anyway. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120. Put some money down on the NFL this year and also, obviously, the NBA. You can also put some money down on where you guys think Anthony Davis is going to sign next offseason. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. So we know that the Bucks are in the hunt for Davis. The only big difference between them and a lot of the other teams is that they don't have elite young talent to send the other way. They do have a couple expiring contracts and a couple of nice kind of mid-tier players that they could send to the Pelicans, but it's going to be tough for them to be able to actually put together a big enough deal to compete with the Celtics and with the Knicks and with the Lakers. So I put together a deal that I think the Pelicans could take. This is called trading Anthony Davis out of spite. So instead of sending him to a major market like Los Angeles, instead of sending him to a major market like Boston or New York, you're going to Wisconsin, baby. Welcome to Milwaukee. So they could get a couple nice players back for Anthony Davis. My trade would go something like this. Thon Maker, Malcolm Brogdon, and Eric Bledsoe going back the other way to the Pelicans for 2 first-round picks. This trade would only really work at the deadline because with that Eric Bledsoe trade, you know that the Pelicans would want to flip him as well. Maybe make Drew Holiday start playing point guard again and allow Malcolm Brogdon to start at the 2-guard spot. Thon Maker is a nice young center that they can bring in and try to develop along with Shaq Diallo to replace Anthony Davis. So let me know in the comment section below who says no. Type B for the Bucks, type P for the Pelicans. Again, I know this offer isn't as good as others. But if the Pelicans get fed up with the likes of the Knicks and the Lakers and they don't want to send him to a big market, they could just do what the Spurs did and say, oh, you want to go to Los Angeles? Enjoy Canada and just send him to a random small market team. That's exactly what they did. Same thing with the Pacers. Oh, you want to go to Los Angeles, Paul George? Enjoy Oklahoma. These teams don't have to give in to the request of these players. So, look, I'm not trying to diss Milwaukee, but it ain't Los Angeles, New York, or Boston. So I have to think that if you're the Pelicans and you're trying to spite Anthony Davis a little bit, sending him to Milwaukee would certainly do that. And also, if you're an NBA fan, I would love to see Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Anthony Davis on a court together. That would be an awesome basketball team. I'd love to see them in an Eastern Conference Finals against Kyrie and the Celtics. So let's see what happens with the Bucks going forward, but it just might not be a good enough offer. Speaking of those Celtics, we got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you know, the Celtics cannot get involved until this summer due to the crazy Rose rule since they acquired Kyrie Irving last year and he's still on the extension that he signed with the Cavs, and there's this whole crazy rule they came up with. But the plan right now is to extend Kyrie and then trade for Anthony Davis. Here's the only problem. Anthony Davis and Clutch Sports keep telling everybody that they don't think that Kyrie is going to re-sign with the Celtics and that Anthony Davis doesn't view the Celtics as a long-term option. If you guys are active watchers here of NBA Now, you guys will know that I've told you so many times, watch out where your NBA reporters are getting their sources from. The only people that have been saying that Kyrie Irving isn't a certainty to re-sign with the Celtics are mouthpieces for LeBron and Clutch Sports to get Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Think about it. Brian Windhorst, Shams, and Chris Haynes are the only three reporters that have said that there is a worry about Kyrie Irving not re-signing with the Celtics. Clutch Sports, and Clutch Sports. All three of them are getting their info from the same damn place. This is why we shouldn't have let LeBron James sit out 2 weeks before the trade deadline. The NBA has lost his mind. This dude's sipping wine, sending out fake rumors everywhere. Look, if Anthony Davis doesn't view the Celtics as a long-term option, then he's silly. Because if the Pelicans will trade him to Boston and he can team up with the likes of Gordon Hayward and Jason Tatum and Kyrie Irving and make a run at championships, then he's crazy. So this is the offer that I put together that I think the Pelicans would end up accepting for Anthony Davis. Now, along with this, I must point out, Terry Rozier would have to be included as a sign and trade option, and Al Horford would likely have to be sent to a third team as well. But if you're the Pelicans and you're looking for the best possible package, I think this would be it. You get an instant starting point guard in the NBA. You get one of the brightest young players at the shooting guard spot in Jaylen Brown. You get a very good raw prospect at the center spot in Robert Williams, who's had a much better season than I expected him to have with the Celtics this year, and three 2019 first-round picks this year, which the Celtics can say, oh, you want 4 first-round picks for Anthony Davis? Take them. We have another one in the bag that you can just have for free. Whatever the Celtics want to package to get Anthony Davis, they can do. You want a package of young players? We have that. You want a package of picks? We have that. You want a mixture with some veterans as well? We can do you that too. The Celtics have the most assets to trade to the Pelicans, bar none. This is just an option, and I'm sure that we will see 4 or 5 different variations of offers that the Celtics could send the Pelicans' way. So let me know in the comment section below who says no, Celtics or Pelicans. I think the Pelicans might say no and really try to push for Jason Tatum, but it just really determines what happens with Kyrie Irving. Let's talk about another team that we actually haven't brought up in the Anthony Davis sweepstakes yet. I'm going to throw the Toronto Raptors in the mix. Why? Because so do multiple NBA GMs, and there is a report out there that Masai Ujiri is preparing to make an offer for Anthony Davis at the trade deadline. So the difficulty in this trade is, A, they already have Kawhi Leonard, who they aren't sure is going to commit to them long term. So if they trade for Anthony Davis, the 2 best players on the entire team have already basically said through the press that they wouldn't re-sign with your team. So would they blow up the roster to get Davis? The question would be, if you get Anthony Davis, would that cause both of them to re-sign? And would the Raptors even have enough money to re-sign both of those guys? So here's the trade that I came up with. I actually love what the Raptors would be able to offer the Pelicans for Davis. Pascal Siakam, who should have been an NBA All-Star, had a fantastic season so far this year, a great young player at that power forward spot that I think could actually do a lot of great work replacing Anthony Davis. OG Anunoby still hasn't gotten his offensive game going, but you'll find few better wing defenders at his age right now in the NBA. Serge Ibaka is a nice player. He is an expiring contract next offseason, so the Raptors can use that, the Pelicans can use that to maybe flip into a pick, and then they have 2 first-round picks as well, the 2021 and 2023 picks. If you're the Pelicans, you want some late picks from the Raptors because you're hoping that by the time 2021 and 2023 come around, maybe the Raptors aren't final contenders anymore. Maybe Kawhi and Anthony Davis have left at that point, so this is simply another option to get Anthony Davis to the Raptors. Who says no? Let me know in the comment section below. Give me an R for the Raptors. Give me a P for the Pelicans. I say the Pelicans probably say no just because I think that they can get better packages from other teams, but just an option for those out there wondering what the Raptors could give up for Davis. Don't forget to subscribe to us here to Chat Sports. Type in youtube.com/chatsportstv. It is easy as that, or just go ahead and hit that little red subscribe button. Also make sure to tune in to Chat Sports YouTube channel. Next week during the NBA trade deadline, we'll be having a live show as the clock hits 0. We'll have all the trades, all the action, all the chaos for you guys. So tune back in next week for our live NBA trade deadline show.